Both CATL and BYD are focused on developing batteries that can charge rapidly for electric vehicles. In the second half of the year 2024, CATL intends to introduce a new version of its Qilin battery that will have a charging rate of 6C. On top of that, there are rumors that BYD is working on a 6C battery. An indicator of the proportion of battery size to charging power is represented by the letter C. An 80 kilowatt hours battery can be charged with a maximum of 80 kilowatts when the temperature is set to 1C. It is possible, in theory, to charge the same battery with 6 times the capacity of charging it at 6 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to up to 480 kilowatts. The first Chinese electric vehicles, such as the Zeekr 001 or the Li Mega from Li Auto, are now being sold using 5C batteries. These vehicles are among the first of their kind to receive this type of battery. Both are equipped with batteries manufactured by CATL, which, in theory, should be able to charge up to 500 kilometers in 12 minutes. However, the maximum charging power of these batteries should only ever be available for a brief period of time at any given time. Major News Post Portal has stated that CATL is in the process of creating a 6C variation of its Qilin battery at the present time. The presentation of this is anticipated to take place during the second part of the year. Another competitor, BYD, is rumored to be interested in doing the same thing. On the other hand, it is extremely likely that the introduction of the next generation of blade batteries is scheduled to take place during the second half of the year, prior to the introduction of a 6C battery. This information was released by a tech company, which cited a source that is close to BYD. It ought to be feasible to increase the charging capacity by making improvements in the chemistry of the cell, as well as the design of the system that dissipates heat. However, it is not sufficient to think about the battery or the car in isolation from other considerations. It is also necessary for the chargers to provide the right amount of charging performance. It is still uncommon to find charging stations that are capable of supporting 4C or 5C at the moment, even in China. Thanks to a revolutionary design that heats the battery in order to accelerate the reaction rate, owners of electric vehicles may soon be able to fully charge their vehicles in as little as 10 minutes after the battery has been charged. One of the most significant obstacles that stands in the way of widespread adoption of electric vehicles is the length of time required to charge the battery in comparison to the amount of time required to fill a car with gasoline. According to Qiao Wang, a professor at Penn State University, the development of batteries that can attain 80% charge, which is equivalent to a range of approximately 300 kilometers, in 10 minutes is the key to making electric cars more commercially attractive. It is necessary for batteries to be able to swiftly absorb 400 kilowatts of electricity, but the batteries that are now available on the market are unable to do so. In the process of quickly charging the batteries, during which lithium ions migrate from the positive electrode to the negative electrode, there is a tendency for lithium to form plate-like deposits on the surface of the negative electrode. These deposits have the potential to reduce the average lifespan of the battery. Wang and his colleagues had a hunch that they would be able to mitigate the implications of this issue by first heating the battery to a temperature that was excessively high to permit the formation of lithium plating. To put this theory to the test, they used an industrial battery that was readily available for purchase and inserted nickel foils with a micron thickness into a stack of electrode layers. This arrangement makes it possible for the electrode to heat up in a period of less than 30 seconds, which creates the conditions necessary for ions to migrate rapidly into the negative electrode without contributing to plating on its surface. Then they compared the performance of the cells with that of a control battery that was charged at 20 degrees Celsius. The cells were tested to see how well they functioned when they were charged at either 40 degrees Celsius, 49 degrees Celsius, or 60 degrees Celsius. The researchers discovered that the battery could only sustain fast charging for a total of 60 cycles at a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius before the lithium plating developed issues that severely decreased its performance. When the electrode was heated to 60 degrees Celsius, on the other hand, the battery was able to recharge through 2,500 cycles without developing the lithium plating that is detrimental to its performance. This is equivalent to around 750,000 kilometers of life, which is equivalent to 14 years of use, according to Wang. On the other hand, this disproves the conventional wisdom that lithium batteries should not be charged at high temperatures, since doing so will cause the battery to deteriorate. Instead, the findings indicate that the positive effects of a brief period of high temperature much outweigh the unfavorable effects, according to Wang. The group led by Wang has the goal of advancing the idea further and developing a battery that can be charged in only 5 minutes. Thank you for watching. See you soon.